So I can kind of just explain what we've got going on here.
Yeah, that's
This is
perfect.
a food forest. The goal is to make an ecosystem
Right.
that is productive for our needs. So I'm planting all the different fruits and nuts and berries and grapes and everything
Wow.
that will produce, but not just that, but I'm also planting other species that will fix nitrogen and accumulate nutrients from the subsoils and build the soils up, and so everything's kind of taking care of itself.
Right.
So it's a lesser labor input system. The only thing I really do for it is I irrigate. And I put all the irrigation on just valves, so it's super easy. And basically I have a cistern, fills up during the day. At night, in the evening, I turn a valve on, the water's out all night. In the morning, I turn it off, and that's all I have to do. So every
cool.
evening and every morning I switch a water, but that's the labor that's involved.
That's great.
There are some weeds that I do deal with. There's like a few species that could be problematic, but that's kind of seasonal. And it does appear that I'm kind of winning the battle, and there's less and less every year. So
That's good. How did you end up back here in Texas? You were all around the world.
kind of my main goal in life until I was probably about the age of 25 was I just wanted to see the world.
Right.
And yeah, I traveled a lot. Traveled years on the road.
Wow.
And went all over. I mean, I didn't see the whole world, that's impossible. But I saw a good chunk of it. And I mean, I just wanted to learn. I view it as kind of life is like seasons. That was the season of adventure and exploring and learning and reading and studying and thinking and trying to figure out life a little bit, what I wanted to do. 2008, I was in Southeast Asia, and I was just thinking about what am I going to do in life? I have land. I should go back and do something with the land. And looking at kind of the big trends of our generation, what are the big trends? I mean, we have a bit of an environmental problem in the world.
Right.
and,
just a little one.
Yeah, and we have food production issues, which are an issue. And both of those issues are and can be hugely related to land use and management. And since I had land, I was like, I should do that. Plus just the personal aspect of it. Like I was living in cities and you know, there's lots of cool things to do in cities and they can keep you active, but personally, I think the countryside's better. It's better for your soul. So
It is, and it's a great place to raise a family.
For sure.
You know, there's no better place. I grew up in the country, and I had bare feet from the time the snow melted till it hit the ground.
Yeah, no,
And
that's how my kids are now.
Yeah,
So, yeah, no, I'm convinced of that. So yeah, no, we came back and it's just been kind of slow and steady wins the race, but we've been running for long enough now that things are really coming together.
That's beautiful.
These are harvester ants. So they're harvester, meaning that they go out and they collect seeds mostly and bring them back.
Right.
They're like true communists, you know. They're all I think they're all 75% genetically related to each other.
I love how connected you are
Yeah.
with, you know, did you know all this growing up, or is this more
No, I mean,
when you
I
came
think
back to start working with the land?
part of it, I've always had a fascination with ants, but you know, I'm of the philosophy that life is a learning experience. So you can just look down at your feet at any moment and find something fascinating.
Right.
Or look at the big picture and it's fascinating.
Yep.
It's nature's full of interesting
full-
things. You just need to have the right mindset to see it.
He likes blue.
I would
He likes
recommend that.
blackberries.
Yeah, you can come in here and eat them all.
Such
Yeah.
a character.
That one's very appetizing.
Well, what should we look at next? Honey, hi. I know. Oh, it's all right. It's okay.
Most traumatic experience of his life.
Oh, sorry, buddy. Sorry.
It's okay. It'll be
Not that bad, I promise. I know. You're so beautiful.
Yeah, talking about economics of animals, goats make more money per unit of land than cattle and sheep.
Really?
This is the most profitable animal to raise, like per unit of land,
Right.
which I think a lot of people don't realize that. The thing with goats is they require really good fences the big capital expenditure up front to put in all the good fences, but once you have them, if you do it right, they last forever.
Oh.
Like this tree here is a peach, and that's a peach. Now these they were dwarfs, and there may have been some issues with like the cuttings with the roots versus the top. But anyways, that's what they are. And then this tree in the middle is a mimosa, which fixes nitrogen.
Oh, okay.
And so it's kind of a fertilizer tree, right? Now it's getting a little too tall and it should be chopped down. I've chopped it down a few times, you can see kind of chopping it down. And as you chop a tree like that down, I mean, not to cut it all the way at the bottom, but kind of clear it back, it will drop nitrogen.
Oh,
and so then they're gonna get fertilized.
Right.
Here come the ducks coming to visit us. These are our new ducks. I just got these. They were a gift from the school, actually raised these ducks and was just looking for a nice home. Oh, Rex! Rex! Oh my goodness.
Rex, come on.
We'll video the murder. Come here. Good boy for coming. So he just wants to herd the animals around. He doesn't actually want to kill them, you know?
Yeah, he just wants to push them around and tell them where to go.
Yeah, exactly.
Ducks weren't big fans of that though.
This over here is a beehive. That's a top bar beehive, which is not your normal one. Your normal one that you see is the Langstrom, and that's better for commercial production. But this one is more kind of natural for the bees. It kind of mimics a log.
Right.
And for like a low input thing, which is what I want, that's what I used. And they're much less susceptible to the, varroa mites and diseases and everything when they're in this environment versus the Langstrom hives are a little bit more susceptible to all that stuff. So these are berms and swales. This is a concept that people have been using for millennia. But basically this is on contour. There's like a kind of a ditch there, and the dirt from the ditch gets put on the downhill side so that whenever it rains, and it's on contour, I used a laser level to get it going.
Right.
It rains, it catches all that. All the rain so that it can't wash away, and then it's stuck right there, soaks into the ground, and all the trees are planted on the backside of it so they can get it. And then also, whenever I first did that, it was a lot of labor, but I was able to get lucky and got a bunch of mulch from the power line company when they just gave it to me for free. I filled the whole thing with mulch, which provided a lot of just organic material, and it seems to have jump-started the ecosystem and the soil.
That's great.
This is a cool system here. What we've got here is a raised irrigation pond. So what I did is I just took earth and it's just a plastic liner in there. It holds about 40,000 gallons, which from the perspective of price per gallon of storage, this is the least expensive way to store water. And it's on an automatic float valve, so it fills up until it's full, then it stops. And then there's pipes that come through, and you can see the valves here. They come through the mound. Yeah, so if you open that valve, then the water will come down, and then it'll cross, and then it'll go, and then it's in a zigzag pattern. So it just waters everything in that direction.
Wow, that's great.
It's all just soaks in.
You've put so much thought
into
this is
the best kind of system because it's super simple, and yet it works really well. Like simplicity is the key to life in a lot of ways.
It is.
Few moving parts. And the other benefit to this that you get is we have ducks. So the ducks provide a lot of the bug control, grasshoppers.
Right.
And so they go out and they eat all the grasshoppers, and then they like to hang out in the water.
Right.
They go back, hang out in the pond, and they poop in there. And duck poop is really high in nitrogen, which is your fertilizer.
Right.
So whenever you're watering, that water has a lot of that nitrogen in there, so you're fertilizing at the same time. And then every year or two, you can drain the pond all the way out and let the sun just kind of bake the bottom of it. And there's about 2 inches of old duck poo in there, which is not gross at all.
Right.
It doesn't smell, it's not gooey. It turns into these kind of like really light little baked cookie kind of things. They're about this big, and you can just pick them up, and then I just take them around and spread them around trees, and it's like superfood for plants.
That's awesome.
I did an experiment with that stuff with grass, and I put an area that didn't have any of it, and then I put it in another area, and the grass literally grew 3 times taller where it was. So it's a really powerful fertilizer, completely organic, made on site.
Right.
It's like a nice, it's like the whole circular system there, like everything's involved. So this is a Of the things that I've done here, I feel like this irrigation pond is one of the better designs of everything. So
That's
I
awesome.
really like it. I recommend it.
And you have goats, sheep, and cattle.
Yeah, it's the Texas triumvirate. Of course, cattle are the most famous now, but if you read the history, goats and sheep played a really big part in our history. When the Spanish came in, goats and sheep were huge.
Wow, I didn't realize that. I think, again, we get these misperceptions because you see Western.
Yeah.
And like I say, I never saw this part of Texas before with the hills and the green, and it's very different.
Okay, goats. Yeah, well, Texas is its own country. We shall be again, hopefully someday.
Yeah, it's like its own country. It's like huge.
It actually makes a lot of sense. Like Texas, a lot of places that are like, we want to be independent. It's like, practically speaking, it's not going to work.
Right.
But in Texas's case, it actually really works. We have ports, ocean, we have resources, we have a lot of different climate situations, we have industry. Like, Texas has more than most countries in the world.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I'm falling in love with Texas. I've been down here the last week. It's like, man, my friends that are tracking me, on Google. I have a couple of friends who's watching where I am, and they're like, "What are you still doing in Texas?" I don't know. It's got a little throat hold on me. I really like it. I keep coming up with these stories and meeting cool people, and
It's freedom's last great stand. You gotta hold the line here.
Well, I got my pink cowboy hat now, so I'm ready.
Yeah. Yep.
Thanks to Olivia. Oh yeah, we'll have to ask you too what it is to be. What is it? A
Woofer.
woofer. Olivia, you're a woofer. What is a woofer?
Somebody who volunteers on farms around the world.
That's great. And you get to travel and stay somewhere and volunteer on the farm. And wow, how do you like it? This is your first gig, right?
Yeah, it's been really great. We got to castrate cattle and brand them and tag their ears. And today we did the sheep.
So you like it?
Yes, nice, yeah.
Awesome.
Identify one that's got.
Yep.
Kind of push up into the udder with your whole hand to get it kind of flowing.
One eternity later.
Nothing coming. I'm pushing pretty hard into the udder.
There's nothing coming out, is there?
Nothing. Sorry. Well, thank you so much for showing me around today. This place is amazing, and I can see why your passion to come back home and do this kind of work.
I enjoyed it. Glad you could visit us.
Oh, it's so great. Thanks. I want to come back.
Yeah.
I want to come back and put on my boots and actually help next
For
time.
sure. Come back in a different time of year too. Like if you come later, there'll be a lot more fruits coming in.
Oh,
The spring and fall are obviously the most beautiful. But, we love it. Every season's good in its own way.
Yeah. Oh, well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hey, just a quick message that if you like what you're watching, Please press like, comment, subscribe. It really does help us to get our message out there to the world around us. And if you do feel inclined to press the donate button, we do appreciate every bit of help we can get to pay our crew to keep going out bringing you these wonderful stories of passionate living. Now back to our program. Here at the Capitol Hill Market in Seattle, Washington, and I've had an amazing adventure this last week or so. I flew out to California, stayed in Santa Monica, Venice at a girlfriend's house, and I was blocked from the water. It was wonderful, and I love walking around that area. I was definitely getting my 10,000 steps a day in. As well, I attended the Natural Products Expo, which I tend to do every single year, and it was amazing. I met all kinds of extraordinary people, and here's a few of them now that I want to introduce you to. You started this.
We started that with my son. We started this company about 8 years ago.
Wow.
And we come from the automotive business.
Oh.
And then we love cooking and pizza. We decided to go in food business.
Oh, I love
Well, our whole family is in the pizza business, so it was a natural switch.
Yeah.
And they're all pizzaiolis making traditional pizzas, and we decided to get into the better for you business.
Yeah.
So we only make gluten free. So our facility is completely gluten free certified, GMO free.
I gotta tell you, I don't know what you did to that pizza, but that is the best gluten-free pizza I have ever had in my life.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
It is delicious.
You know, I always said to my son, if I don't like it, I will now sell it.
Yeah, I love that. Next, I decided to go on a juice fast and drive up the coast. Oh my God. Don't do a juice fast and drive from Southern California to Northern Washington. It's probably not the best thing for the first 3 days when you're feeling a little weak, but I'm glad I did. At least I was away from food. And I'm taking this amazing juice fasting journey while I'm out here doing some work and going to some shows. So make sure to join me on social media, on our Facebook channel, on Instagram, on TikTok, and of course on YouTube, because I'll be updating you with tips and how everything's going every day of the trip, every day that I decide to do this juice fast. So it's day 4. I'm doing well, still a little weak. It usually takes me about 5 days to go into ketosis. Most people it's about 3. And still have some cravings and weak, but like I say, by tomorrow and the next day, I'm hoping to have it be a lot better. So I just want to encourage every one of you to think about doing something like this in the springtime. Juice fasts have been known to heal ailments like arthritis, autoimmune disorders, and all kinds of wonderful things. So make sure, if you have some time or the inclination, to do something profound to heal yourself as we come into the springtime, new life, birth, fresh flowers coming out of the ground. And also, a tip for today is to buy local when you can. Go to a farmer's market like this or something, because their veggies are fresh, they're filled with enzymes and minerals and vitamins and all the good stuff to heal your body. And if you can't, go to the grocery store, buy organic if you can. If you can't afford it, get regular veggies and just wash them with something like a pure Castile soap or something pure. They sell those little washes at the market if you don't have anything at home. And make sure to use all the colors of the rainbow when you're making your juices. It's so healthy for you, and your body will thank you beyond words. So again, join us on social media to keep up with the fast, and I'll give you tips every day.